Lindsay, and today we're here talking about fear and safety. So, yeah,
You think they're opposites because you think fearful one end, safety the other end, but actually they go hand in hand.
They totally go hand in hand. And in terms of the context, we're not talking about it, but we're not talking about like fear of spiders or like fear of like marshmallows or, you know, like totally valid, both of them, by the way. But we're talking about this idea of a fear that stops you doing something, but you don't see it as fear to start with. You see it as in, well, I can't do that, it's too hard. And we're talking about in that like learning context. So we quite often have people go, I can't do it because it gets tricky. Or we meet people who elsewhere have said they can't do it and come across that block. And it's not that their ability means that they can't do the task or they can't learn that skill. It's their self-confidence, their lack of feeling safe, their lack of feeling like they have got safe people around them to experiment and explore, that creates fear about that task and fear of failure and fear of getting it wrong. But I don't want to talk about fear of failure necessarily, because I know there's loads of stuff out there and everybody talks about it all the time. So we want to talk about more about the safety element. And people talk about, well, what's safe? You know, there's lots of different types of safety, isn't there? So we could talk about like physical safety. With everything that's gone on recently, particularly with clubs that are running the communities and stuff like that, we have a lot of safety procedures to make sure that everybody is physically safe within the building. Yep. Done. Then you've got health and safety. So then when they're in the building, that they are safe with the activities that we're doing and the risk assessments. We all love a good risk assessment, I know.
No, I really don't.
So you've got that sort of safety. But the safety that is so important to us at BHVA, and the thing that we spend the most time doing before anything else, is creating psychological safety for the young people and adults that come to us.
Completely and utterly.
So how do we do it, Becca?
Well, actually, I was going to say, what is psychological safety? Because people go, what the heck are you talking about?
So it's the feeling of being safe, to think, to explore, to be yourself, to step into somewhere, and not just about the physical, but to feel safe and calm to be able to get on with the next task. It's having that headspace of clarity, to not be looking over your shoulder, thinking, hearing, it's all of that, so that as a person you are psychologically feeling safe to let go of everything else outside and engage in what's in front of you.
And it's our role and our responsibility to create that space. Now sometimes that can be through lots of nurturing. Yeah. Sometimes it's through calling them out.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have to take that movement. So you build up that initial relationship and then they're still scared to take that next step. So you're like, no, come on, you're doing it. So it's not always just about mollycoddling, nurturing. It's about...
In fact, most of the time it's not about that at all. It's not about wrapping in cotton wool. It's about putting all the little building blocks
in place.
So that that person feels safe.
So you've got to get to know them. Yeah. You've got to build relationships. We've talked recently about connections. It is all about building that connection. And it can be done one-to-one, it can be done within a group. It is about setting up that place where they feel that they can talk to you. They feel they can try things, for things to go wrong, for things to succeed, to then have discussion about what was happening, because that's all part of that learning process.
And the key for me is time.
Always.
Time and space. So that there is not a pressure on an end goal, or we're not measuring against somebody else. There's that time and space to explore.
Very much.
Because in some environments where a lot of the people that we've come across previously have felt under so much pressure and have not felt psychologically safe, is the fact where it's all now, or if you don't do it by now, you've only got 3 weeks, you've only got 2 weeks, you haven't got this, and it's just like, and that's all they can hear is a tick-tock, 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 tick of the countdown clock happening around them. So yes, we know there needs to be some sort of deadlines in certain things, and only certain things happen for a set amount of time, but it's just laying it all out in a way that's not pressurised.
Yeah. So it could be that someone thrives from those deadlines,
Mm.
and actually for them, that's the safe space they need.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that you don't talk anything about deadlines at all. You can get them very much in a place where they feel that they're able to try and explore new things for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and then they start going through that motion. But yeah,
And it's making sure that every person feels like there's an element of choice.
always.
And we work, me more so than other people here, with a lot of looked after young people who have very few choices about things that have gone on in the past, and to be able to allow them to have choice about something down to the choice of material. So if you're in a session and you go, we could explore this or this, it doesn't really matter whether we go down that route or that route first. We're going to end up over there, but the element that there's a choice to go there of where we need to go, it's really empowering, because the moment somebody feels empowered to choose, they've got ownership of it, and then they will choose the next steps quite naturally, and they will then choose to try.
Yeah.
Won't they?
Very
Do you
much
find
so.
it when we were chatting just about obviously all the different people we work with, even down to nursery age people, this happens, but Becky obviously works with degree level students as well. Do you find that with them as well?
Yeah, you have to, and especially when you're coming in and you're meeting them, or if they're like first year degrees, and you've got to get a foundation set up so you can then take them through the first year process, the second year process, and then into the third year, where they're essentially, third year is just prepping them for auditions and going out into industry. But you have to lay that groundwork in year one, and it could be that you spend the first term just getting to know them, getting to know their voice, getting them to explore what's going on, not just vocally, but through their entire body.
Do you often find at that moment there are some young people that will go, I'm not getting anything out of these sessions, I'm not learning anything?
Oh yeah, and then there'll be people who'll fight back because you're getting them to think in a different way to what they want. So they're like, well, I want this sound. I'm like, that's great, and you can do that sound brilliantly, but what about this sound over here? Can you explore that? And they go, no, and they don't want to go that way. And again, it's not because they can't, and it's not because they're trying to be defiant. It's because it's something new. Therefore, we go,
and the brain does this thing of going, I can't, I don't know how to do it, and then it goes all crazy and busy.
Because it's survival 101, and anything new, our brain will go, I don't know what's going on. At which point, all the alarms start flashing.
Yeah. So for us at BHVA, whether we are working with 2.5-year-olds who are non-verbal in a nursery, to degree level students, or what's your oldest one at the minute?
80-something.
80-something, who are coming just for pleasure. Safety always comes first over what they're learning, and that is feeling safe to explore, to be themselves,
Exactly.
to try. So if you fancy checking out what safety feels like at BHVA, open the door and come in. You'll often find, if we're chatting with new people, we would never, ever, 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 in any product that we do, go into doing a taught lesson and session with you in the first time that we're meeting.
Oh, never.
Because there's no point, because unless you feel safe here, or you feel like this is a place that you could start to explore stuff, what's the point? Because you're just going to be forced into a situation again. So whether it's step into employment, whether it's the one-to-ones, whatever, we always have some sort of personal interaction first to get to know, break the barriers down, feel safe, realise that we're very different to other things that go on, which is what we like to be. What was it somebody called us? Pirates.
Oh yes.
Pirates of the creative arts. Pink pirates.
Yes.
Pink sparkly pirates.
And we're both wearing pink.
And we're both wearing pink today. Yeah, how funny, who knew? On that note, be safe, guys. Look after yourselves. Put yourselves in positions where you feel safe with people that help you feel
so
safe.
that you can take that next step.
And be brave, because that's the exciting bit. Good luck. See you next time.